this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Stuff You Should Know is brought to you by Grainger. Grainger knows that if you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you can be confident that soon you'll have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage. Because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark with Charles W. Chuck Bryant. And Jerry's over there.
Look at those big stone heads behind you. We must be on Easter Island.
Yeah, we are, Chuck.
We just start every show like that, little role play.
Okay. Who are you right now?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that was. It started off as me, but then it went into Barney Fife or something.
Right, yeah, there you go. Barney Fife on holiday to Easter Island.
Yeah.
Or Rapa Nui.
Mr. Limpet.
Yeah.
Boy, that ages us.
Or Mr. Chicken.
The Ghost of Mr. Chicken? Mm-hmm. Another good one. I'd say 75% of our listeners are like, who is Barney Fife?
Right.
Who is Mr. Limpet? Who is Mr. Chicken?
Right. Go look it up. You'll be delighted.
Yeah, man. Don Knotts.
Yeah. He also did great turns on Scooby-Doo.
Oh, sure. And Three's Company.
Yeah, man. He had a great career.
I'd love that guy.
R.I.P. Don Knotts.
Is he not with us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he died like in the last 5, 6, 10 years.
Okay.
I think.
You never know, man. You know, some of those people, you're like, oh, sure. Like Abe Vigoda. People thought he was dead for years. It was like part of pop culture that Abe Vigoda was dead.
He just died this year, I think.
Finally passed away. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Yeah. He's like, fine. Here I go.
I think that maybe that's is that the ultimate compliment or the ultimate sign of disrespect that when you pass, everyone's like, I thought they were already dead?
Disrespect.
Okay.
Yeah. We're on Easter Island. That's where we were.
That's right.
Rapa Nui.
Yeah.
Which means the big Rapa in Polynesian.
Yeah.
In Rapa Nui language. Did you know that?
Are you alluding to Joe versus the volcano?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the Waponi Woos.
Yeah, the big woo was the volcano. I just thought you were kind of playing on that.
No, I was looking high and low for what Rapa Nui translates into English, and all I could see were jackasses who said that it translates to Easter Island. Like, that's not what I mean, Internet.
Yeah. Did you punch the Internet?
I did.
Yeah.
But it turned out it was just my laptop. No, the closest I found was that Rapa Nui means big Rapa. R-A-P-A. No idea what Rapa means.
Did you see the movie Rapa Nui?
No. The
So
Kevin Reynolds movie?
Is that who made it?
Yeah. I think he wrote and directed it. I know he directed it. I'm pretty sure he wrote it too.
And who is he? Why do I know that name?
Oh, he's done all sorts of stuff.
Is he Waterworld?
No, that's Kevin Costner.
Well, no, he was in it, but
I think he directed it as well.
Who's Kevin Reynolds?
Kevin Reynolds and Kevin Costner's careers were very much intertwined around
maybe
that time.
that's what I'm thinking.
So they got confused a lot. He's done a lot of great stuff.
But you didn't see Rapa Nui?
No.
I assume it's a story, fictional story wrapped in the events of probably the decline of the island would be my guess.
Yeah, Civil War, strife, possibly cannibalism.
Yeah.
What's interesting, though, is that fictional story wrapped in the true life events.
Yeah.
Turns out the true life events are probably fictional as well.
Yeah, this actually, and maybe I should give our own article a break because most people have been telling the same story for years, which is basically the story that author Jared Diamond told in his book in 2005 called Collapse.
Right, he popularized it. He wasn't the first one to come up with this interpretation.
No, but he's the one that really, he's the gun, germs, and steel guy, right?
Yep. One of my heroes, he wrote one of the greatest things I've ever read, The Worst Mistake in the History of the Human Race.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
Is it
please.
like a one-word book?
What? Urkel.
Yeah. I was trying to think of something, but that's better than anything I could have thought of.
No, he was saying that he made the case that moving from hunting and gathering to agriculture was the worst mistake humans have ever made.
Oh, really?
It's great. It's all over the internet if you want to go read it. Really great, easy read, and life-changing. Changed my life.
Is that why you stalk buffalo today? Mm-hmm. By hand?
Yep. Raise my own crops.
You come home, you're like, Yumi, skin that thing. I need a pelt.
She's like, I just got done skinning the last one from yesterday. You skin it.
And you go, okay. Where were we?
We were talking about Kevin Reynolds' Rapa Nui.
Right,
and
have
then
not
we
seen, sure.
We were saying that, and by the way, Kevin Reynolds did direct Waterworld.
Oh,
he directed Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, a lot of Kevin Costner movies.
Probably The Postman, too.
No, he did Fandango.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. He's done a bunch of stuff.
All right, so I think I remember where I was, which is we should take it easy on our article a little bit. I was a little annoyed that this article didn't say theorized and things like that. It kind of just said like, nope, this is what happened.
And it was really judgy. Like the thing that it bought into is an extremely judgy interpretation of things.
Yeah.
And it bought it as fact. It's the judgiest article on the whole site.
Well, what about the one I sent you earlier today?
Oh, yeah. How to deal with brown nosers?
Yeah. We have an article on our site called How to Deal with Brown Nosers.
4 pages.
Yep.
If you're looking for advice, go check it out.
Goodness me. Weird times, my friend. So yeah, I was a little annoyed that it kind of treated this all as absolute scientific fact.
Yeah.
When it certainly isn't. It just seems like one of those things that like someone said it, someone else wrote a popular book, and then everyone's like, oh, well, that's what happened.
Right. And that's really unusual for anthropology and archaeology.
Yeah.
Frankly, Jared Diamond should have known better. He's really taken a lot of heat. His star was pretty high at the time. He had like a Nat Geo show, I think. He wrote Guns, Germs, and Steel. He wrote this book, Collapse, How Civilizations Decide to choose to succeed or fail. And like even the wording in that title, like how a society chooses to fail, is really judgy in and of itself. So he definitely, fell. There are a lot of, plays on the word collapse and Jared Diamond collapsing as a result.
So now he goes to Nat Geo and knocks on the door and like everyone's like, shh, Diamond's up front.
Turn the light off.
Yeah.
No, if we turn it off, he'll see that we're in here. But yeah, the point is that there is a set of facts related to Rapa Nui, to Easter Island, that when you put together form a mystery that's basically been around since the first Europeans set foot on Easter Island and then came back and brought news of this place to the rest of the world. People have puzzled over what happened there. And the problem is the oral traditions that came along, or that came from Rapa Nui, from Easter Island, came along in like the 1880s. A good 150 years after Europeans came and Christianized everybody.
Yeah.
When the population had been down to like 100 people.
Yeah.
And even today, anthropologists and archaeologists say, like, we don't really trust the oral tradition from Rapa Nui at all.
Right.
Like it's not a trustworthy source of information, even like in a folkloric way. They're saying like the basics of it might not even be correct. So they're having to go back, which is very weird. That's a very unusual position to be in.
Yeah.
Both for the people, the indigenous culture and the people who are trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
But so the challenge is to take what we do know for a fact about Rapa Nui and then interpret it correctly, and not in a way that's like, this is it, this is the end-all be-all explanation.
Right.
Which seems to be this weird thing that Rapa Nui has over academics who should know better.
Yeah.
They say, this is it. And the part about Jared Diamond, the reason he fell so hard is that his interpretation, or the interpretation that he glomped onto and like popularized in his book, was really, really judgy. really judgy. Really
Yeah.
like these people screwed up
Yeah.
with their stupid faith in some wacky tiki god.
Yeah.
And look what brought them. And now we all need to learn the lesson because we're going down the same road. And that's just not done. You're not supposed to do that.
All right, so why don't we do it this way? We'll give you the story as has been theorized and popularized for many years.
Yeah.
And then we'll hold off till the end
I think that's a good
for
idea.
some new insights.
Did I give away too much?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Just judgy.
I was judgy?
No.
Okay.
Just because you say the word judgy doesn't make you judgy.
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
And also, just want to tease this. We have a very special listener mail later, too. So how about that? Lots of reasons to stick around. All right, so you keep saying these words like Easter Island and Rapa Nui like they're the same thing, because they are.
Yeah.
Rapa Nui, also called Isla de Pascua.
Which means Easter Island in Spanish, right?
That's right. Easter Island was actually named, of course, doesn't matter what your island's called, when the Dutch or the British or the Spaniards would come a-calling, they would say, oh, no, here's what we'll call it.
Right.
Doesn't matter what you say. So, we'll call it Easter Island, because I'm a Dutch admiral named, Jacob Roggeveen, and, it's Easter when I landed here in 1722. So what a great name.
Obviously, it's Easter Island. Roggeveen also gets credit for discovering Easter Island. Actually, he was looking for an island that
That's always
was
the
Easter
case.
Island
Yeah.
that had been described by a pirate named Edward Davis in 1687. Davis didn't come ashore, but even Roggeveen was convinced that Easter Island was the island that Davis had described.
Did he say there are large stone heads?
No, he didn't. He didn't mention the heads at all.
Well,
which
of course,
is weird.
Easter Island is, I'm sure everybody knows this, but we should say right away that they are very well known and most well known for their moai, M-O-A-I, these beautiful, enormous carved stone statues, not just stone heads. And that whole, boy, it's annoying, that internet thing, it still pops up like once a year when people are like, look, there were bodies too. It's not just heads. They've discovered their bodies are buried underground. Like, they've known that since like the early 1900s. But it's this weird, look up Snopes, like, it's this weird internet thing where every couple of years, the same stinking article gets shared that shows all these archaeologists like have dug down and discovered there are bodies beneath the earth, even though we've known this forever.
Gotcha.
So anyway, these beautiful, beautiful statues, which we're going to talk about in greater detail. But, let's talk a little bit about how the original island was, what it was like there, who these people were, the Wapani.
Originally colonized?
Yeah, the Waponi Woos.
The Rapa Nui.
That's
Which,
right.
so the island is Rapa Nui.
2 words.
And the inhabitants of the island are called the Rapa Nui.
Clean, simple, I love it.
Right. So the Rapa Nui, they think, were probably a single family, that was headed up by a guy who is considered the first chief of the island. His name was, Hotu Matua, or the Great Parent.
Hold on, do you know what just occurred to me?
What?
Abe Vigoda was the leader of the
Weird.
Waponi Woo.
Yeah.
All right.
God, was there a better movie than that one?
It's one of my faves. We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, it's Kevin Reynolds' masterpiece.
No.
So, Hotu Matua is originally the first chief of, Rapa Nui.
Yes.
And, he allegedly came with just his family.
Yes.
They don't know exactly what they were doing out in their canoes, but they had seaworthy canoes because
Yeah.
they hailed from Polynesia.
Yeah, and they were great sailors.
Right.
Very experienced and hardy at sea.
Yeah, so, I mean, and this would have been a long-standing tradition, setting out for new unknown islands, because they believe that Polynesians are descended from Southeast Asians.
Yeah.
Who, somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 years ago, left Southeast Asia, started moving eastward, toward the western coast of South America in that general direction, and would come across an island, stay there, populate it,
Yeah.
move on to another one, populate it, and that's how Polynesia got populated.
Yeah.
Rapa Nui, I believe, is the easternmost island in Polynesia, so they think that was settled last.
Yeah, go to Google Earth if you're in front of your computer and just type in Easter Island, and then it'll pop up this little triangular shaped island, and then just start zooming out.
Yeah.
And keep zooming out, and you'll see a lot of blue, and it's amazing to think that people got there in a canoe.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like 3,000 or 3,500 miles from Tahiti, right?
Yeah, like 2,200 miles from Chile.
Right. But Chile is not where they came from. So
No.
they would have traveled by canoe.
But that's the closest land.
Right.
It's still 2,200 miles away.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
How remote.
But they traveled like 3,000, 3,500 miles in a canoe.
Unbelievable.
To get from one island to another. And probably less. I think there's probably islands between Tahiti and Easter Island, but even still, they traveled a very substantial distance.
Right.
And they clearly were intending to either make it to another island or to colonize Rapa Nui, because they brought with them supplies, right?
Yes.
They brought with them plants to plant, like the taro root, which is like I believe a cousin of the sweet potato. It's like a purple sweet potato.
Yeah, that is correct. Nanners and taro.
Yeah.
And this whole sweet potato thing too was, there was somebody who put out there that
Thor Heyerdahl.
Yeah, maybe they came from South America because that's where the sweet potato comes from. And then other people have since said, no, there's a lot of evidence that suggests that's not true.
Right. Well, Thor Heyerdahl said, hey, there's sweet potatoes here. Sweet potatoes are indigenous to South America.
Pretty close.
Therefore, they're from South America.
Yeah, he didn't really put a lot of thought into that.
No, well, he was an explorer.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he did. He explored. He built a raft, Kon-Tiki, and sailed it himself from South America to Easter Island back in the 50s. I mean, it was cool, but he was a doer, a little more than a thinker, right?
Okay.
And I believe they've concluded that the sweet potato actually originated in Southeast Asia, which just lends support even more. But yeah, so they came here, they settled this island, they landed on the shore.
It's tiny.
It is. It's about 3 times the size of Manhattan.
Yeah, it's 64 square miles. Like I said, it's triangular, and was created like a lot of the islands from volcanic eruptions.
Yep.
Which will also come into play with these statues, as we will see.
Yep. And when they landed, his family said, well, we're family, but we better get to populating the place, so...
Here's some wine.
Right. Here's some taro root.
Let's get to it.
Right.
The island they landed on, though, was potentially, they think, much different than the island that we know today. If you go there today, you're going to see some white sandy beaches and not a lot of trees.
No.
They believe that there could have been as many as 16 million palm trees at first, just like rife with palm trees.
Yeah. Like so many of the islands, like, God, again with the palm trees whenever another one grows.
Yeah, and it wasn't the most, it wasn't the friendliest. I mean, I say friendly. It was friendly, but it wasn't.
Hospitable?
Yeah, that's the word. There wasn't like just food everywhere and like tons of seafood.
Right.
Like apparently the waters around there are low in nutrients, so no coral reefs, and that means not a lot of fish. So you had some lizards, you had some mollusks, you had some insects.
And there was, if you went fishing, you had to go deep sea fishing, like away from the island. But again.
Yeah, like get a dolphin.
Right. Dolphin hunting.
That's what they ate.
I know.
It's so gross.
Which they could do because they had really great canoes. But it was an ordeal.
They ate a lot of vegetables, basically.
Right.
And a lot of those they planted.
Right. So, they're living this way. This article says they settled about 400 CE, right?
Yeah.
Which was 1,600 years ago? I saw elsewhere from more reliable sources, most people think it was about 1,000 years ago instead of 1,600. So about 1,000 CE, they settle the island, and the population starts to grow pretty quickly. Apparently having 6 toes was a fairly normal trait among Rapa Nui originally.
Because they might be inbred.
Sure. And everything was going kind of hunky-dory. They started ostensibly slashing and burning trees to clear land for fields. They made their way.
Yeah, they were very spiritual people. They believed in the idea of mana, a sense of mana, which is this spiritual and political authority, and they instilled this through their arts, through cave drawings, and through these statues, which we still haven't really gotten to, and through carvings, music, dance, and it was a big deal. It meant a lot to them.
Right. So the Rapa Nuians followed the traditional Polynesian structure of governance, which was there was a different clans, right?
Yeah.
And then there was one head chief, one tribal leader that was in charge of everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Basically like Abe Vigoda.
Who else would you want?
And the authority of that chief came from deceased ancestors, other chiefs that had lived and died and were now venerated as basically idols, supernatural idols, by the people who lived on the island. And this power came from these ancestors to the living chiefs in the form of this mana, this spiritual power. And one of the most focused, laser focused ways mana was emanated was through the Moai.
That's a great place to take a break, my friend.
Thanks.
Nice setup.
Hey Chuck, Blue Apron is an amazing way to cook at home using amazing, fresh, amazingly great ingredients. And they're on a mission to bring it to as many people as they can.
That's right. They achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients and building a community of home chefs. They have established partnerships with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers all across the United States.
Yeah, and in addition to making some great meals, Chuck, you're going to save some money. People who eat out a lot or buy at high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 a person for a delicious meal cooked right there at home with a little bit of love thrown in.
That's right. And talk about love, baby. The baked whole wheat rigatoni, delicious. Little cone cabbage and sage in there, delish.
Delish indeed, Chuck. And right now, Blue Apron is making it even easier to give them a try. You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/stuff. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait.
That's blueapron.com/STUFF. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. All right, these Moai, which you refer to as heads, because you believe that internet meme.
Well, it's not so much that. It's
There's
that
a lot of head to the body.
Yes. Proportionately speaking, it's almost all head.
That's right, which some people think that one of the reasons is because they were meant to be a phallus.
Yeah, and of course it's taken as literal fact by the How Stuff Works article.
That's right. All right, so these Moai, these beautiful statues, it's not something that you will only find on Easter Island. If you go to Hawaii or Tahiti, you will see similar type things. And this was, like you said, this was like the purest expression of that mana and how they felt about their ancestors.
I think that how they understood it was that the mana, this divine energy or divine power, literally transmitted through the Moai. Man, I'm gonna have trouble with that the whole time.
No, that's right.
It's a lot of vowels together. Moai.
It is.
M-A-O-M-O-A-I, right?
I think that's a mistake you're making. You're thinking A.
Moai.
You're thinking Maori.
Right?
Maybe not. Yes, you're exactly correct. And so these things were built. There's a volcano there called Reno Raraku. Mm-hmm. And in the pits of this volcano, they have this volcanic ash, this rock that's very lightweight, even though these things still weigh a lot. Mm-hmm. It doesn't weigh as much as, like granite would, let's say.
Right.
Lightweight rock. It's very porous. It's malleable. It is very hard. And it's originally it's tinted in like orange and ochre. And at first they would start around 1200 AD, or what do you say now?
CE.
CE.
But even that is kind of a nod to that whole thing.
Yeah.
Instead, I think scientists just say years ago.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
So that'd be like 800 years ago.
That's clean.
Or they say X years before present, so YBP.
Oh, okay. That's not as clean.
No.
But I still like it.
Yeah.
I'm down with YBP.
Yeah, you know me.
So, terrible. They started off kind of small. They were not as big as they would eventually get because they were just kind of learning and teaching themselves how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They were still large though, but, they weren't as large. Like later on, they would find some that they couldn't even move. And we'll get to this, but they would eventually move these things. But like El Gigante was the largest one they found, and that was like almost 72 feet tall.
Yeah, I think up to 165 tons is how much they estimate El Gigante weighs.
Yeah, but the initial ones that they started with were much, much smaller.
Right. And
so let's go with 10 feet or so and 5 or 6 tons.
Yeah, even that's still nothing to sneeze at though. Mm-hmm. You know?
Correct.
No matter how big your head is. So, El Gigante specifically, though, is representative of, I think, one of the late Moai. Because it's still there. It's still left in its volcanic pit. It was never even excavated fully.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just laying there, I think, horizontally to the ground. Because, you know, they would go in and be like, this area is going to be the Moai, and they would carve it out. They'd carve out the outline of it.
Yep.
And then they'd start carving down around it and start carving out the features, carve out beneath it. Or if it was standing up, they would carve out around it and then just leave a little pedestal.
Yeah, called a keel.
Right.
This article says it was flat, but as we'll see later, that may or may not be true.
Yeah. And then they would separate it from its keel and then bring it down the mountain somehow, maybe rope, something like that.
Yeah, to their ahu, which would be the platform on which the Moai would eventually stand, and they would line them up on the island's perimeter, facing in.
In the island, not out to the sea.
Yeah, which it says here possibly they were, watchfully guarding the island, but
sure.
I would think that they would be looking out toward the sea if that were the case.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But yeah, that point though where they were brought down the mountain and brought to their ahu, I mean, like this island was, again, it's 3 times the size of Manhattan. That was not just a quick thing necessarily.
No.
And that's actually like a huge mystery. How did they get these things? That again, some, like the small ones weighed 6 tons.
Yeah.
Big ones weighed, scores of tons. How did they get these things from one place to another? Especially considering that all they had were palm trees. Palm trees are not the sturdiest trees on the planet.
Yeah.
And the kind of rope you can make from like palm is not the strongest rope. So, it's been a long-standing mystery of how they did this.
Yeah. And here's one prevailing theory that for many years, and a lot of people still believe this is how they moved them, was that they would finish the statue, like we said, cut it from the keel, lower it down with ropes from the area in the volcano, and then put it on these palm logs and use those as like a conveyor system, essentially.
Yeah.
Rolling these things along very slowly over great distances, even though, like you said, it's a small island. To haul one of these things was no easy task.
Right.
So that's the prevailing theory.
And it's actually been tested more than once.
Yeah.
An archaeologist named Joanne von Tilburg, who said, you know what, if you took one of these things and you laid it on its back on top of some logs, like basically make a sled out of logs, facing, say, an north-south direction, and then you roll them over logs that are in a east-west alignment, right, perpendicular to it, that could probably work. And they tested out her theory, and apparently it took 12 people to move like a 6 or 8 ton Moai 150 feet. It took them 2 minutes.
Yeah, so that is a theory. There's this other guy that we're going to talk about a little bit later who has some theories that just smack Diamond right in the face. His name is Carl Lipo, L-I-P-O, of Cal State Long Beach. Go Banana Slugs? No. That's San Jose State, right?
Yeah.
Cal State Long Beach.
The longshoremen.
We're going to hear from them. All apologies.
The Cal State Long Beach Port Authority.
I like that. So Terry Hunt of the University of Hawaii.
No, well, Carl Lippo and Terry Hunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
These two dudes, who have their own theories about the other stuff, like I said, but they said, and tested, they said, you know what, these things, if they had broader bases than shoulders, and it wasn't exactly flat on the bottom, you could actually walk these dudes, stand them upright, get 3 ropes, get people on the side, on each side of this, and one person in the back holding it up, and just kind of rock it back and forth, and it sort of just waddles forward.
It's amazing to see.
It's really cool.
There's a National Geographic video on YouTube that shows all these different ways that they were tried, all these different theories tried out, done with like
was that the animation?
He-Man action figures or something. Yeah.
Well, you can see the real thing too.
Right. At the end, they show these guys trying out the real thing, and this thing is like walking down the road. It's
pretty
really
cool
neat. And it actually jibes with the Rapa Nui oral tradition that the Moai walked to their ahu, their pedestals.
Yeah, they actually said we tied rope and walked them.
Right. Well, supposedly whoever had a lot of mana was in charge of making these things walk, and they did it with their mana. But the idea that you could make these things walk with some rope, and it tying into the oral tradition that they walked them, that's pretty fascinating.
Agreed. And in their real tests, they only used 18 people, so that ties in with their theories about how many people live there, which we'll get to later.
Right.
But a few ropes, 18 people, and they maneuvered a 10-foot, 5-ton replica a few hundred yards. People poo-poo this and say, you know what? Not all these bases were larger than the shoulders, first of all.
Right.
And second of all, you basically carved a runway to do this. And it wasn't like that for them. They were taking this over terrain. There's no way you could have walked these dudes.
Let's see.
But maybe they did both,
Well, there's plenty of other theories. This Czechoslovakian engineer named Pavel, great name, right?
Yes, the magician, so nice he had to name it twice.
Right. He said that,
and I say magician because I assume he's going to say magic. Yeah.
Right. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Eric von Daken who said that it was UFOs that did it.
Oh, right.
No, Pavel said, it was kind of like, it was similar to that walking thing, but rather than the thing actually like kind of wobbling down the road, he, postulated a twisting motion. Right? So
Okay.
it's kind of like walking, but no part of the base actually leaves the ground.
Oh,
it's just
right.
like one part twists forward, and then you twist the other side forward, and it slowly makes its way forward.
Kind of the same.
Yeah. And then there's big debate over, okay, if you had them on a sled that was rolling over logs, were they standing up or were they laying down?
Right.
The key thing to remember whenever you're talking about, or hearing somebody else, more importantly, talk about Rapa Nui, is that no one knows for certain anything.
No, but they're making their best, not assumptions, but their theories.
Hypotheses at best. And they're interpretations of the few facts that we do know, right? And
that's right.
And one of the things that has long been debated too is the idea of the population collapse that must have happened on Rapa Nui, right?
Yeah.
So when Admiral Roggeveen showed up, he was the first European to see the Moai in person.
Yeah.
And he was like, these things are amazing. They're huge. But I estimate there's something like maybe 3,000 people living on this island.
Right.
So something must have led to this population decline, because it would have taken 10,000 or 20,000 people to build and construct and move these things down the volcano, construct their ahu, their pedestals, and get them up there. So what happened to the Rapa Nui? And
Yeah.
From the moment he got back to Europe and shared this story about Easter Island, this mystery has plagued archaeology in the West. What led to this population decline among the Rapa Nui? What happened on Easter Island? It's one of the great mysteries of archaeology.
All right, buddy. Well, let's take a final break here, and we will come back and talk about Our friends, whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, or a professional blog, or if you want to sell something in an online store, we have a really easy, convenient answer for you, and it's called
Squarespace.
That's right. Josh just whispered it, so you know it's true. Squarespace.
Yep, with Squarespace, you can create a beautiful website using very easy to use, intuitive drag and drop tools. You can also sell things using their seamless commerce tools. And if you ever find yourself in a pickle, you can just go online and use their 24/7 chat and talk with a real live Squarespace person right there to help you solve your problems right away.
That's right. And it gets even better. In addition to those beautiful templates and seamless commerce tools, you can start your free trial today. Free trial today. That's at squarespace.com. All you got to do is enter our offer code STUFF. And you're going to get 10% off your first purchase. That's squarespace.com, offer code STUFF.
Squarespace. Set your website apart. So, Chuckers, we're back. And again, just to go over, Jacob Roggeveen, Admiral, landed on the island. By the way, first thing he did was kill 12 Rapa Nuians, who apparently, I didn't see anywhere were posing any threat whatsoever.
Well, that's what you do to say, we mean business.
Right.
And I'm sure they were thinking, could have killed a couple of us and we'd get the picture.
Right. Even one.
Yeah. That would have done it.
One, and then make eye contact for an extended period of time does the same thing as killing a dozen people.
Or just fire your boomstick in the air.
Sure. So Roggeveen shows up and he's like, something really bad happened here. The people have built, I think it's something like almost 900 moai on the island, but only a couple of hundred are on their ahu. And we didn't say their ahu. Actually, these platforms, according to Rapa Nui tradition, were burial grounds, the tombs for the chiefs that the moai represent.
Right.
So very much the same way. It's very much the same way that like the Egyptians built statues or edifices that were likenesses of the person who was buried there. This is basically the same thing.
Yeah, their ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I said rice.
You did.
Instead of right.
Right. So he shows up and he's like, there's hundreds of these things. A lot of them are abandoned en route from the mountain down to the ahu.
Yeah.
Some of them are left in the pit. This place doesn't have any trees and there's only 3,000 people living here. Something really bad took place and everyone wants to know what.
Yeah, so that's, like we said, Jared Diamond did not invent this, but the theory that he popularized in 2005 was that what they did was they basically decimated the island's resources because they used all these palm trees.
Right.
They burned them down. They cleared paths. They built huts. They built canoes.
They used them to roll the moai with.
Yeah, so they basically took away and didn't understand what the outcome of this would be. So they took all these trees out, made these pathways, and then what happened was there were no roots to keep. And we do one on erosion or
we did one on desertification. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't have tree roots, the rain is just going to wash away all the topsoil. Mm-hmm. The land's going to erode. You're not going to be able to plant anything.
Yeah.
And they were relying, because like we said earlier, they didn't have like tons and tons of fish and food everywhere.
Right.
So they were relying on the vegetation for their food source.
Plus the few animals that they did rely on, like lizards, birds.
Yeah.
When they cut down the trees, they were ruining those animals' habitats. So they affected their food supply in that they stripped the land and couldn't grow crops. But they also got rid of the birds and the lizards that were living on the island as well.
That's right. So the population's declining because of essentially starvation. People then begin to turn on one another. The head chief, they split into a couple of different factions. I don't think a couple, like several factions. Mm. And then started fighting each other for the small bits of land that were still fertile.
Right, yeah, the chief definitely lost control of the island, and apparently warfare broke out, which is evidenced by these things called mata'a.
Supposedly evidenced.
Right. So these are like a very, very sharp obsidian spears that Roggeveen even mentions in his chronicle, that are supposedly implements of war. And if you scour Rapa Nui, you're going to find these things everywhere. So,
yeah, but not very sharp.
So there's evidence of like these spear-like implements all over the island, which further suggests that there was a lot of warfare there. And then also this motif pops up, this Birdman motif.
Yeah, I love this.
So a Birdman cult popped up in the power vacuum that formed when the chief lost control in the face of this ecological crisis. And the Birdman cult actually created like a parallel government, I guess, based on this this god Maki Maki.
Yeah, so there's a power vacuum. Birdman cult forms because they need to, fill the leadership void. There was an idea that if the first person, it was basically a contest, whoever finds the first egg of this turn of the year gets to be the Birdman, the leader of the Birdmen.
Right.
And so they would go scrounging around, climbing up the volcanoes and the mountainous areas.
So, okay, this article says that I saw elsewhere that they went down the cliff, swam to an offshore island, and raided some tern nests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
either way, they're after
point,
this egg.
Yeah, they're looking for the Sooty Tern egg. It's a great band name.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Or maybe Birdman Cult.
That's a good one.
With the album title, Sooty Tern.
You know the Cult, the band The Cult?
Oh, sure.
They were originally called Southern Death Cult.
Yeah, that is true. So whoever, like I said, found this would be the leader of the cult.
The egg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And second prize, set of steak knives. Third prize, you're fired.
Right.
No, actually, second prize was you would stab yourself with a spear, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Again, not a lot of evidence to suggest this.
No, but this How Stuff Works article takes it as fact.
That's right.
And it sounds like something like a 6-year-old telling the story through and two. And if you didn't find the first egg, you had to stab yourself with your own spear.
Yeah. So the Birdman cult, supposedly in this prevailing theory, I don't even know if I can say prevailing anymore. In this one theory put forward was, they were responsible for building back up the population and the culture of Easter Island. They started seeing all these cave drawings of birds and things, which kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. And life on Easter Island was starting to pick back up again, supposedly when the Dutch came in 1722.
Yeah, so all of this collapse that led to famine and warfare and cannibalism, supposedly. All took place right before the Europeans showed up. And then as the Europeans came, first it was the Dutch in 1722. The Spanish showed up in 1772. Captain Cook, James Cook, he showed up in 1774. And when James Cook showed up, after that, the missionaries started to come. I think the Spanish actually annexed Easter Island.
Yeah, in a very sneaky way. They said, oh, look at this. This is a writing tool, and this is something you can write on. You should practice by just doing whatever you can do with this right here on this dotted line. Mm-hmm. And they said, oh, well, thank you. You just signed over the rights to the island to the Spanish.
Right. Yeah.
This scribble that you just put down.
Yeah.
That works for us.
And I think in the 1880s, 1888, Chile annexed Easter Island, and today Easter Islanders are Chilean citizens still.
That's right.
But by this time, by the late 19th century, the population of Easter Island had dwindled down to like 110 people, right?
Yeah, thanks to the influence of what the Westerners brought.
Well, okay, so that's basically the prevailing legend that we just went over, that they overused the resources available to them in this greed and competition. There is apparently evidence that there was a lot of competitiveness among the carvers of the moai.
Yeah.
I guess the idea was that the bigger and better your moai, the more opportunity the mana had to flow from it.
That's right.
Which meant the more powerful you were in practical terms on the island. And that they were just using up all of these resources heedlessly, carelessly, and they brought along this ecological collapse, right? And then you can throw in that they probably would have been totally wiped off the face of the earth had the Westerners not shown up and stabilized their society further.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, they Christianized them. They taught them how to read. They taught them how to raise cattle and livestock. And today, if you go to Rapa Nui, there are plenty of Rapa Nuians still living on the island today. I think the population's back to about 2,000, 3,000, right?
Right.
So, all of that is the narrative that stood for many, many years until, I think about 2010, maybe 2011. There was an archaeologist, and her name is Dr. Mara Mulrooney. She's from, Honolulu. She works for the Bernice Pauahi Bishop Museum. I have trouble with Polynesian words, in Honolulu, and she did a study at Rapa Nui, and said, I think this interpretation's wrong. I don't think there was a collapse, a population collapse at all.
That's right. This is published in the journal Antiquity, and some other researchers have gotten on board this train that basically said, you know what, we're just going on this. There must have been 10, 20, 30,000 people there just because someone said, well, there had to be. Look at these statues.
Right.
And there really wasn't any archaeological evidence to prove anything. Mm-hmm. No scientific evidence. So their theory is that, no, the population when the Dutch showed up, 2,000 to 3,000 was kind of about right.
That was a normal, stable population, and that it hadn't been a bunch of people before, that it had probably been about the same.
Yeah, and that Lipo guy that I talked about earlier, he was in on this. And he has demonstrated through evidence how those moai, like I said, could have been moved, constructed, built, and moved without 20,000 people.
Yeah.
He said they had plenty of food. They weren't starving. Like when the Dutch showed up, they even offered the Dutch food.
Right.
And said, I would like your hats. Not like, oh my God, I'm starving.
You gotta help us.
Yeah, give me food. So there's a lot of evidence there that they were doing just fine, basically.
Right. The thing is that, I mean, like, there was evidence that some sort of collapse had happened. It's just the idea that there was a population collapse is, like you said, based on Roggeveen's idea that there must have been more people before.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty much everyone agrees that there was an ecological collapse, that there used to be way more trees, and that this huge loss of trees led to a loss of cropland, of arable soil. But exactly how that happened is what's really at issue, and it's a really big distinction, because the Jared Diamond camp says that the Rapa Nui went crazy and buck wild, building their idols to their gods and chopped down all the trees and shot themselves in the feet, right?
Yes.
The newer interpretation, led by people like Mulrooney and Hunt and Lipo, say, we think it was rats, actually.
Yeah, so here's the idea. These rats stow away on the canoes. They can reproduce at what they say in this article, a furious rate. Polynesian rat population can double in 47 days in a lab setting. There are no predators on the island,
right.
Plenty of food,
yeah.
These tree roots. So if they multiplied, they said that there could have been as many as 2 to 3 million rats on this island.
Right. And you hit it on the head. They eat trees. They eat little tree shoots. They eat tree seeds. So they keep trees that have been cut down from being replaced.
That's right. So the rats are eating all this. There's also evidence that they were potentially eating these rats as a food source.
Right.
So it all is kind of lining up that it was not necessarily a mystery of population decimation, but they call it a success story, that these people learn to adapt to their new environment, do things like eat rats, and kind of maintain a stable population.
Right. And then somewhere along the way, as a result of that Birdman cult taking over power, somebody figured out that if you take volcanic rock and just basically sprinkle it, like pretty decent sized chunks of it, but just spread it out over former cropland.
Yeah.
When the wind blows from the sea, it's going to blow through these rocks, and it actually knocks some of the minerals out of the rocks and into the soil. And it does just enough to make the soil nutrient rich again so that they could start growing crops once more, right?
Yeah.
So these people had some real ingenious adaptations, like the rats allegedly, ostensibly, came and kept the trees from growing back, which denuded the island.
Yeah.
So they started eating the rats because they couldn't fish anymore because they didn't have trees to build the canoes.
Yeah.
So they ate the rats. They figured out how to make the soil arable again. Very smart, so they could grow crops. So the normal 2,000, 3,000 person sized population learned to sustain themselves even in the face of this ecological crisis.
Right. So it's a success.
Yeah, that's the new interpretation of it.
I like it. Another couple of things that kind of lend to this theory is that, remember earlier we were talking about the ma'ata, these spearheads, supposedly, that they used when they turned on each other and delved into civil war. They took a closer look at these researchers, and they said, you know what? If these are all supposed to be spearheads, they should probably all look about the same. And these things that we're finding don't look the same. They're all kinds of shapes. They're not sharp. They're actually kind of dulled.
Right.
And it wouldn't be very good for stabbing. And what we think these are tools, for scraping, like rakes and hoes and things that were left behind.
Right.
And they weren't meant to be spearheads at all.
Yeah, so this great evidence that there was a enormous amounts of war turns out to be farm tools in this new interpretation.
Yeah, and then finally, when the Europeans arrived, there was a population decline, and they say it's due to maybe STDs,
smallpox,
or the plague, smallpox, and STDs.
Right, because again, when Roggeveen showed up, 3,000 people, and the 1880s down to like 110. So it's really important to remember that all this new stuff that refutes Diamond and that, the idea, the interpretation that he threw his weight behind, this is all interpretation as well. It's
Absolutely.
a new interpretation of very old facts, but, it swings the other way. It doesn't say these people created what Diamond called ecocide. Where
Right.
like they killed their ecosystem, they killed their environment, and they suffered as a result. They say, no, they were dealt a bad hand with these rats that came aboard and spread and prevented trees, very important trees, from growing.
They persevered.
And they persevered. It's not a story of collapse, it's a story of continuity. My favorite interpretation is Robert Krulwich's from NPR, from Radiolab.
Sure.
And he kind of took a look at these new findings and said, I guess I see what you're saying, that this is a success story, but is it really like learning to make do? He's like, if you do want to take the Rapa Nui story and apply it to modern day ecology, which is what everyone tries to do.
Yeah.
He's like, this is really scary because it suggests that we'll keep going along in the face of like climate change getting worse and worse, but we'll get used to it more and more. And we'll make do. We'll just keep limping along rather than doing something about it, taking the bull by the horns and moving forward to progress rather than just muddling along.
That's a good point.
Oh, Krulwich is full of good points.
Yeah, those Radiolab guys, they've been doing it right for years.
Yeah.
Still haven't met those dudes, have you?
No, never have. I think our friends from Stuff to Blow Your Mind have. Yeah, we haven't.
No, I mean, kind of one of the neat things about the podcaster community is that you end up meeting a lot of these people and becoming pals.
Not them though.
No, I've never, I don't think they've ever been at anything we've done. It's not that they've avoided us, or have they?
Oh, I think they have, but kind of anonymously and booed.
Oh, come on.
Boo! That's what Krulwich sounds like.
No. It would be, very much more well produced than that.
Right.
Sound effects, music.
Right.
It'd be good.
If you want to know more about Rapa Nui, type those words into the search bar at howstuffworks.com, read that, and then go do more research on the web to get the full story.
Yeah, or come up with your own theory.
Sure. It's the fun thing to
Send
do.
it in.
Yep. I said search bar in there somewhere, so it's time for listener mail.
Yeah, the very special listener mail that I promised, because if you remember, many years ago, we did a special 2-part episode on our travels through Guatemala with you and me and Jerry.
And some Ron Zacapa.
Yeah, we all went down there on special invitation from our friends at the Cooperative for Education, co-ed, out of Cincinnati. And we used to talk about them a lot because the great work they do with their school book program.
Right.
And, they've just done their life's work, helping out the children of Guatemala.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a great program, too, self-sustainable.
Well, they got a new one. We haven't talked about it in a while, so we heard from Ann Dempsey, our pal down there.
All right.
And this all came about because Ann was a fan and listener.
Yep.
So,
and she still listens, huh?
Yeah, she says she does.
Well,
I believe her.
Yeah.
So here it goes. They have a new program going called 1,000 Girls Initiative, and it's very cool. What they're doing is they're ramping up efforts to keep 1,000 girls in Guatemala from dropping out of school by 2020. As we learned when we went over there, keeping these kids in school is a real challenge because parents are often like, no, you're 10, now you need to stay home and work.
Right.
Because we need that.
Yeah.
So keeping these, especially young girls, educated is a really valuable thing. So they've made it their mission to keep 1,000 girls from dropping out by 2020. It's one of the best investments you can make in the developing world is education. It takes 12 years of education to break the cycle of poverty in Guatemala. 12 years. But poor rural Guatemalan, which we met plenty of down there, they have a 1 in 20 chance of reaching that milestone. So, they have an uphill challenge ahead of them.
Yeah.
So what they're doing now, they have you can sponsor them. You can you can be a sponsor and pledge to keep a girl from dropping out of school. $70 a month, or if you want to do $35 a month, they will actually match your donation with another sponsor to make sure that one student is able to continue her education.
Oh, that's smart. So
either $35 or $70 a month, you can literally keep a girl in school.
How do they do it, Chuck?
Well, they they have a very special link called 1000girlsinitiative.org. And that's spelled out THOUSAND, girlsinitiative.org. And you can actually pick out the student you sponsor.
Nice.
Just one of the great things that co-ed does. You can put a real face and a real person, send them $70 or $35 a month, and it's a really great thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's from Ann, and that's from co-ed, and they're still doing great work, and we just think they're lovely people, and we couldn't be more proud of their continued efforts.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, Ann. Thanks for keeping us updated. And if you want to go help them, what's that URL again, Chuck?
1000girlsinitiative.org.
Nice. And in the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast and Josh Clark. You can hang out with Charles W. Chuck Bryant and Stuff You Should Know, both with their own Facebook pages. You can send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, stuffyoushouldknow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com.
Hey everybody, here's a fact for you. In the United States, there is a break-in every 26 seconds, and that means that somewhere right now, an intruder is getting closer. And the problem with most security systems is that they only alert you after the break-in has started, and that's too late.
Well, that's what makes SimpliSafe different. They use alerts. SimpliSafe's U.S.-based live agents, they identify threats on your property and help deter them before they actually break in. So the intruder never gets into your house. The crime is stopped before it even starts.
That's right. And another great thing about SimpliSafe is they have no long-term contracts. They give you peace of mind and great value with their monitoring deterrence plans because they just start at about $1 a day.
Yeah, SimpliSafe sent us a setup years back, and I still use mine every day.
Yeah, and apparently setup, you can do it by yourself in under 30 minutes, so it's a really good value and it doesn't take long.
So if you want to experience the SimpliSafe peace of mind, you can take advantage of the SimpliSafe discount offered to Stuff You Should Know listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/stuff. That's half off at simplysafe.com/stuff. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Mom, can Can I have Lingo Kids? Dad, Lingo Kids, please!
When did we become the Lingo Kids house?
No idea. Last week it was dinosaurs. This week it's...
Lingo Kids!
Why Lingo Kids?
Because it's the best thing ever. We can play games with astronauts, wild animals, and superheroes.
With more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids.
So, no dinosaurs?
And dinosaurs! Lingo Kids!
Everything kids love. Download it for free.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.